If you find yourself seen as unkind by someone, it often means your efforts to do good for them were far too generous. Leo Tolstoy. Have you ever encountered the old adage, "Don't set yourself on fire to keep others warm"? It's a profound lesson drawn from ancient Stoic wisdom, highlighting the essential harmony between compassion and self-preservation. In our fast-paced society, however, where being kind is often celebrated as the ultimate ideal, many have distorted this generous impulse into a harmful pattern of self-neglect. We're frequently encouraged to pour our energy into aiding those around us, but we rarely pause to question the purpose or the cost. The reality is that unchecked generosity, which saps your personal resources, vitality, and overall health, isn't a true virtue. It's a slippery slope toward personal downfall. Too many people have strayed from their own path, giving endlessly until they feel utterly drained, overlooked, and worn out. This represents a contemporary sorrow, where noble intentions all too often pave the way to unintended disasters. Stoicism reveals an alternative path to generosity, one that allows us to give freely without losing our essence. It guides us in the subtle craft of measured kindness, ensuring that our efforts uplift those around us while firmly protecting our own inner harmony. In this video, we'll explore how Stoic principles can empower you to set meaningful boundaries, turning your compassion into a wellspring of resilience rather than a source of exhaustion. We'll delve into the art of offering without depletion, of loving without inflicting pain, and of supporting others without fading from your own world. Join us as we navigate the delicate equilibrium between selfless giving and personal preservation, drawing on the timeless insights of Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius, the revered Stoic philosopher, cautioned us against the dangers of boundless kindness, which can all too easily become a snare. Picture someone who constantly rushes to assist others, never once refusing their pleas. It's like chipping away at your own essence piece by piece until little of yourself remains. You evolve into a constant presence for everyone else. But when you pause and survey your surroundings in a moment of personal crisis, you realize you're standing alone. True kindness isn't just about extending it to others, it's equally about offering it to yourself. Marcus emphasized that our foremost obligation is to nurture our own well-being. Without that foundation, we cannot authentically stand by those who need us. Let us now reflect on the story of two neighboring gardeners. One man diligently tended to his own garden with great care, while the other, despite having his own plot of land, often devoted his efforts to nurturing the gardens of those around him. The dedicated gardener, fully aware of the need for self-nurturing, invested just the right measure of attention and resources into his space, allowing it to thrive beautifully. His garden became a wellspring of personal fulfillment and even produced an abundance that he could generously share with his neighbors. Meanwhile, the other gardener poured so much time and energy into helping elsewhere that his own plot fell into neglect. Without the care it required, his garden faded and yielded only a meager harvest. In his earnest desire to assist, he overlooked his own essential needs, leaving both his land and his spirit metaphorically drained. May this story prompt us to pause and consider before rushing in to aid others. Reflect upon this. Is the support you're offering truly sustainable? Are you nurturing your own sense of well-being along the way? The ancient Stoics encouraged us to embrace Stoicism by drawing clear boundaries and reminding ourselves that, in our pursuit of kindness toward others, we must first extend that same compassion inward. As the saying goes, you cannot pour from an empty vessel. At its core, Stoicism seeks to foster inner serenity and personal integrity, all while allowing us to make meaningful contributions to the lives of those around us. This approach ensures a life of balance and fulfillment, benefiting not only ourselves, but also the people we aim to aid. Yet, reciprocity is not without limits. Generosity remains a profound virtue, one that enriches both our existence and the world we share. Nevertheless, it carries a subtle risk. Without moderation, it can evolve into a wellspring of frustration. Stoicism, that enduring philosophy, still resonates with timeless insight in our modern age, delivering an essential message about the necessary bounds of goodwill. Offering aid with an open heart is a truly noble pursuit, yet harboring expectations of equal generosity in return can often guide us down the path of disillusionment. Life has a way of reminding us that acts of kindness performed today may slip from memory by the morrow. This isn't a judgment on our inherent worth or the impact of our deeds. It's merely the natural rhythm of human recollection and appreciation. Think of giving as sowing a seed in the soil. You tend to it with care, nurturing hopes that it will flourish and eventually yield shade or sustenance. Yet, in the end, nature unfolds according to its own timeless design. Storms, droughts, and the shifting seasons reshape the world in profound ways. Likewise, when we offer kindness to others, it's wise to release any attachment to direct repayment. The Stoics guide us to center our efforts on the actions we control, rather than their uncertain outcomes. After all, certain elements of life are within our power, while others remain beyond it. As they so often reminded us, the genuine joy of giving flows from the act itself, not from the hope of reciprocation. Embracing this perspective shields us from the sting of dashed hopes. It builds emotional strength, empowering us to keep extending generosity without feeling worn down or manipulated. This doesn't call for hardening our hearts, but for striking a balance, seeing our kindness as a true reflection of our character, not as a simple transaction. In doing so, we not only guard our inner tranquility, but also foster a form of giving that is pure, self-sustaining, and deeply rewarding. This Stoic principle inspires us to offer our gifts with an open heart and thoughtful discernment, ensuring that our compassion nourishes our inner self, regardless of how the world might react. In your everyday encounters, how could you embody the Stoic art of giving without any strings attached? Consider a specific situation where you might extend kindness or aid to others, asking nothing in return. Then, reflect on the practical measures you could adopt to guarantee that your generosity becomes a wellspring of personal fulfillment rather than a path to exhaustion. Explorations of this kind hold no boundaries. Reflecting on the past, it's truly remarkable to observe how courtiers were once expected to handle an array of extravagant services, from attire to personal care, all meticulously managed by their attendants. Fast forward to today, and we see a similar pattern. People often impose certain expectations on us, requesting help for tasks they could readily accomplish on their own. Stoicism offers valuable insight into this dynamic. It teaches us the importance of establishing boundaries and embracing moderation. This timeless philosophy serves as a guiding light, helping us navigate the vast ocean of constant demands while encouraging mindful actions and safeguarding our emotional balance. Stoicism isn't about rejecting the idea of assisting others. Instead, it's about achieving equilibrium, ensuring we don't sacrifice our own well-being in the process of supporting those around us. For example, consider the touching tale of a mother and her grown daughter in a quiet town. The mother, driven by deep affection, provided so much care that she inadvertently prevented her daughter from shouldering her own responsibilities. This arrangement continued until the mother's sudden passing, which unexpectedly sparked the daughter's path to self-reliance. This tale offers a profound insight. While our intentions may be sincere, too much assistance can unintentionally stifle personal development. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, brought this profound wisdom to life through his personal reflections in the Meditations. It is humanity's true calling to stand firm on our own, without leaning on others for support. This insight inspires us to nurture independence, fostering a harmonious balance that benefits everyone involved. Seneca, with his keen observations on human relationships, once remarked, "He who begins to be your friend for the sake of advantage will also cease to be one for the same reason." Such words offer a compelling reminder that we should build connections rooted in sincerity, rather than shallow exchanges of mutual gain. Authentic friendships and support must arise from shared respect and understanding, not from what one can provide. Stoicism encourages us to value our essence for who we truly are, cultivating self-respect and meaningful bonds. Ultimately, Stoicism equips us with the resilience to embrace moderation, setting clear boundaries to safeguard our well-being while still offering genuine aid to others. By placing our responsibilities at the forefront and honoring our personal needs, we not only safeguard our sense of self, but also engage in acts of generosity that carry deeper meaning. This thoughtful balance in how we navigate life and relationships helps us remain steadfast to our core identity and principles, cultivating a path of moral integrity and true fulfillment. As we forge ahead through the challenges of contemporary existence, let us bear in mind that nurturing our own well-being is far from selfish. It's an essential form of self-preservation, and while it may sometimes lead others to view us as vulnerable, that perception does not diminish our strength. Stoicism imparts a profound lesson on fostering inner resilience and mastery over one's impulses. At its heart, it means constructing an unshakable stronghold within, refining the craft of self-discipline, and drawing firm lines around what we hold sacred. Curiously, always conceding to others can paradoxically cast us in a weaker light. Without these steadfast boundaries, we expose ourselves to vulnerability, becoming easy targets for those who misinterpret our generosity not as a strength, but as an opening for exploitation. This relentless cycle of overexertion and being taken advantage of drains our spirit, leaving us feeling underappreciated and weighed down by demands. Yet, the instant we embrace the power of saying no, a shift begins to unfold. We no longer find ourselves as the go-to source for every request or expectation. This act of resolve radiates a deeper self-respect, communicating to others that we cherish our time and resources, and in turn, inviting the respect we truly deserve. Cicero, a distinguished Stoic, encapsulated this wisdom. What you believe about yourself carries far greater weight than the opinions others may hold. By establishing clear boundaries and cultivating self-discipline, we not only shield our mental and emotional well-being, but also command the respect of those around us. Keep in mind that the word no holds transformative power. It stands as a bold affirmation of your self-worth and a clear signal of the respect you expect from the world. Adopt this principle wholeheartedly and watch as it reshapes the flow of your relationships, promoting a mutual respect rooted in personal dignity and inner value. Yet bringing about this shift is not without its difficulties. Being constantly available often draws in people who seek your help, only to leave you out when it's time to share in the joys. This unyielding truth shows how your openness can result in being sidelined from moments of happiness, trapping you in the role of a supporter who's missing from the lighter times. Though this insight may sting, it serves as a reliable gauge for distinguishing authentic bonds from those driven by self-interest. This Stoic practice invites us to acknowledge the genuine worth of our relationships, fostering a deliberate and mindful way of choosing who receives our time and energy. Have you ever considered that setting boundaries, a fundamental Stoic tenet, enhances not only our individual well-being, but also the depth and quality of our connections? It's a compelling yet undeniably real facet of human behavior. When we honor ourselves enough to decline gracefully, we frequently inspire respect from those around us. This intriguing paradox reveals the profound impact of self-respect and the essential role of discernment in nurturing meaningful bonds. First strategy: conquer the fear of saying no. Take a moment to reflect deeply on why the word no can feel so weighty. Often, this burden traces back to early life lessons that linked kindness with unwavering compliance. Those teachings, firmly embedded in our developmental years, were infused with the dread of being rejected, forging a mindset that equates our value to perpetual accommodation. Yet, the philosophy of Stoicism urges us to confront and unravel these deep-seated beliefs. It champions a way of living rooted in intentional decisions rather than drifting on the hidden currents of outdated norms. As mature individuals, we possess the freedom to reshape our relationships. We can acknowledge that the anxieties from our childhood no longer dictate our actions. Through the perspective of Stoicism, we gain essential mental tools for scrutinizing our feelings. This empowers us to engage with life's challenges thoughtfully, free from the strings of past patterns. Establishing boundaries and learning to say no, especially when requests encroach upon our well-being or sense of fairness, serves as more than a challenge to lingering fears. It becomes a profound practice of self-respect and personal sovereignty. Yet, it is essential to balance this emerging resolve with empathy and emotional awareness. Stoicism does not merely advocate for self-preservation or withdrawal. It underscores the value of making a positive impact on our community and the lives of those around us. This philosophy guides us toward a harmonious middle path, where we can support others without compromising our own stability. Emotional intelligence steps in here, enabling us to discern the right moments and methods for helping in ways that truly benefit them while remaining sustainable for ourselves. Recognizing the genuine needs of others, all the while respecting our own limits, stands as a true embodiment of Stoic wisdom. This ensures that our expressions of kindness transcend mere self-discipline, becoming heartfelt demonstrations of empathy and insight. In turn, they play a vital role in nurturing a society where mutual respect and unwavering support thrive. Strategy 2. Tune into your emotions. By embracing Stoicism, we embark on a path of self-reflection and mindfulness, carefully examining our thoughts and feelings to forge a stronger mental resilience. This age-old philosophy beckons us to act as guardians of our inner landscape, attentively monitoring our reactions and sentiments, particularly in moments of giving. It reminds us that true fulfillment from assisting others should uplift us with the gentle ease of drifting clouds. Yet when waves of fatigue, irritation, or exploitation arise, they serve as clear signals for re-evaluation. It's essential to recognize when our voluntary efforts, though well-intentioned, begin to erode our sense of peace. Embracing this discomfort isn't a form of self-deception, it's a bold gesture of self-care, ensuring that our acts of kindness remain a wellspring of joy rather than a drain on the spirit. Strategy 3. Make yourself a priority. It's all too easy to excel in the most overlooked pursuits while overlooking your own well-being entirely. Stoicism, with its celebration of discipline and self-respect, guides us toward the essential craft of self-preservation. Stepping back from constant self-sacrifice and nurturing yourself, physically, emotionally, and intellectually, becomes a vital necessity. In the end, Stoicism truly sustains the spirit. Acknowledge your own presence. Raise your needs to a higher level. This path demands your complete dedication. Embrace yourself fully. Let go of past missteps and see the coming year as a fresh canvas for Stoic transformation. Select an activity purely for your own joy, treating that moment as a clear sign of self-compassion. Set your boundaries firmly, without remorse, and say no to others if their demands encroach on your inner haven. Extend help only within your capacity, always underscoring that your personal renewal must come first. Strategy 4. Recognize those who drain. Adopting the principles of Stoicism, such as self-discipline and a sense of inner balance, equips us with the wisdom to discern relationships that uplift and enrich our lives from those that erode our inner strength. Engaging with individuals who endlessly seek more, whether it's attention, time, or resources, creates an unbalanced dynamic, where we, as the givers, find ourselves drained, our vital energies fading in the face of their insatiable demands. Stoicism guides us to embrace our inner resilience, reminding us that true change is a threshold each individual must cross on their own. The idea that we can reshape others merely through sincere goodwill is an illusion. Authentic self-transformation is a solitary voyage, fueled by personal resolve rather than outside forces. This philosophy does not endorse emotional detachment. Instead, it champions a measured way of navigating connections. It resembles a graceful exchange of giving and taking, where unchecked generosity might leave us drained, while undue restraint only breeds isolation. Stoicism beckons us to embrace our innate potential for kindness and generosity, while also teaching us the art of detachment, breaking bonds when it serves our inner harmony and well-being. At its essence, Stoicism revolves around forging balance, urging us to examine our choices with careful scrutiny and foresight into their repercussions. It highlights the vital role of equilibrium in our acts of giving, reminding us not to squander our resources in ways that jeopardize our core aspiration, crafting a life rich with purpose and fulfillment. Yet, Stoicism also guards against excessive restraint in our offerings, encouraging a more discerning and thoughtful approach to sharing our abundance. Seneca, a leading voice in Stoic wisdom, captured this principle with perfect clarity. Kindness is a precious hoard, a virtue to be safeguarded like a hidden gem, revealed only when truly warranted. His teachings inspire us to extend benevolence to others, honoring the profound unity that links all humankind.